Well, for more than 25 years, the Nebraska Rural Poll has offered a platform for residents to weigh in on important issues facing the state. Well, the latest results show a lack of optimism over the economy, with respondents fearing inflation will worsen over the next year. LJ McElravy with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln joins us now for more on this. LJ, good morning and thanks for being here. So talk about the goal of this year's Rural Poll.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so the goal, as it is every year with the Nebraska Rural Poll, is to aggregate the voice of rural Nebraska. And so this year we surveyed about 6,100 households, rural households across the state, and we had about 1,100 respondents who responded to the poll this year. And we include a number of core topics every year so that we can track trends. But this year specifically, we focused on the economy and employment within the state.
So I'm sure not surprised when we look at the economy that there is a lack of optimism. And I'm sure that's not just Nebraska. I'm sure that's countrywide. So talk about those findings and how Nebraskans feel about the economy and inflation.
Yeah, like you said, it wasn't surprising. The rural Nebraskans were not optimistic about their economic situation. And so we had about 87% of the respondents who indicated that they thought inflation was going to get worse over the next 12 months. They also indicated that they thought the costs of gas and groceries, as well as healthcare and other goods and services, would increase over the next 12 months. I think one of the important findings with this, when we asked about whether or not people thought their personal economic situation would be worse, 43% of our respondents said it would. And that differentiated across income brackets. So for households with under $40,000 worth of income annually, they responded at a rate of 6 in 10 Nebraskans, really indicating how that is different for different households and how the cost of staples like gas and groceries really impact those households with lower income.
Absolutely. When you collect all this data, how do you guys use this? I mean, what do you do with this data?
Yeah, so we really look at trying to make sure that we get the poll findings in front of as many stakeholders and decision makers. This is really good data to help make tough decisions when it comes to state and local issues in Nebraska. So we supply the data to our legislators across the state and with our congressional staff teams. And then we also work to do presentations locally. We work with a lot of our local stakeholders as they're writing grants and helping prioritize the needs in their own communities. And we work with other academics who are interested in kind of doing research on specific topics, especially around rural issues.
Yeah, great stuff. And I'm sure just so great to have this data to make these changes. LJ, thank you so much for joining us. That's LJ McElravy with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Again, appreciate your time this morning.